everybody, welcome to Dean's Fab Shop. Today we've got a trailing arm off of a golf cart that has broken in half. The person brought it to me. They want me to weld it back together. Let's see what we can do with it here. It's a pre-bent trailing arm. It did not bend when it got broke. It was already pre-bent and it broke in the bend, so I assume it probably made it a little bit weak. As you can see, I've already cleaned all the paint off of it, and I've already V'd it out where the welds are gonna go, right in here. If you just butt it right back up the way it goes, it'll just be like a crack. And you don't wanna weld up just that crack. You wanna make sure you V it out real good, get a lot of good weld in it, penetrate it good. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna weld this back together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack it in the corners on both sides, and with a MIG welder. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna TIG weld it up. Then after I TIG weld it up, I'm gonna plate it. I'm gonna put about a 2-inch plate across it right here, and then TIG weld the plate onto it. Now the reason I'm gonna TIG weld it is the TIG welds are flatter. If I MIG weld it, I would have to grind it down a lot, so the plates would be flat on it. We're gonna MIG it to tack it, and then TIG weld it up. I don't have to do much grinding before I put the plates on it. It's very important to V this out, grind it at an angle, so whenever you put it together, you'll have a little gap you can weld, and that makes it a whole lot stronger. So let's get this thing tacked on, see what we can do with it here. I got some tacks put on each corner of it right here. I put it together just like it was, because I want to make sure it's together just like it was, so everything lines back up to where it's supposed to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grind these welds down now just a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and TIG weld everything, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, we got it all TIG'd up. So it turned out pretty good, I think. For all you TIG welding gurus out there, some of you all amaze me at how you make welds look. I've never been able to really make steel TIG welding look that good. I don't do it every day. I've never done it every day, but I did it a lot when I was on the NASCAR deal. But my main focus is it holds good. That's the main thing. I use a Miller Synchro-Wave 200 TIG welder. I'm using 16th ER70S rod on it with a 16th inch red tungsten ground down to a point. So, like I say, some of you all out there just amaze me at how you make these look like a stack of dimes. I've never really been able to do that, but it holds good. So now I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna cut some plate for it, and I'm gonna plate the top and the bottom right there, and TIG weld all that on. And that should be it. Should make it pretty strong. All right, as you see, I got the plates cut for it. It's just an 1/8 inch thick steel plating is what it is. You want to make sure and always have your metal as clean as possible before you weld onto it. Very important, especially like the plate or whatever. It's got like a mill scale on it. You want to get as much of that off of there as you can. So the cleaner your metal is, where you're going to weld, the better it'll weld and the better it'll penetrate. Clean metal is the key, and this goes more for aluminum. Aluminum has to be super clean or it just will not weld at all. So, but this is steel, it's a little more forgiving. So I'm gonna form those to where it fits on that, on both sides, get it tacked on with the MIG welder, and then I'll TIG weld these on. You remember I said I was gonna tack it on with the MIG welder, but the plates that I formed to it fit really good. So I'm just gonna tack it all on with the TIG welder, then finish welding it all up. Sorry about the glare in these glasses here. I have to have them whenever I weld, or I won't be able to see what I'm doing nowadays. Now I use a foot control instead of the control on the gun, on the Stinger gun, whatever you call it. So I like using the foot control, controlling my heat. Here it is with the plate welded to it for support, one on each side. Got it all TIG welded on. You notice I burnt the edges just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. I know it has all good penetration in there. They're okay welds. They're not like welds like some of you guys can do, that's for sure. And it amazes me, and I love seeing y'all's welds, especially TIG welding. I'm gonna go back and just grind these edges down, just to take the sharp edge off of them, clean it all up, paint it, and it should be ready to go. A lot of you may wonder what this is I was using. This is the thing I made to hold stuff down and, you know, be out of the way, so I can tack weld or whatever. You notice I don't have a ground hook to it. I have a sheet of aluminum on my TIG table here, and I've got a piece of aluminum tubing welded to it, and I have the ground connected to it. So things like this right here help that out, because it's touching the table and it's touching a bare spot. So as you notice, the ends are painted so that wouldn't get good ground. So this works out really good. You know, sometimes you hook a ground to your project and it keeps wanting to, you know, bend it around or make it fall over or whatever. So I found this is a good idea for that. So let's get this ground down and painted and we'll be done with this project. All right, we got it all painted up. It's all done and ready to go. Turned out pretty good. I don't think this one's gonna break. If it does, it'll have to take a pretty hard hit. So I think they'll be happy with it. It should fit right back on. Should be good to go. So anyway, thank you all for watching. If you don't mind, like this video. Consider subscribing to my channel. I'd appreciate it. You never know what we'll be doing here. We can do all kinds of fun stuff here. So you just never know what we'll get into over here at Dean's Fab Shop. So anyway, y'all have a great day, and I appreciate you watching my video.